Hello, welcome to 6th Gen Farmer. Today we're going to see if all the work that we put into this planter actually made any difference. So, Rob and I think Dan from NTS Tire are going to come down and meet my agronomist and myself here in a few minutes, and we're going to see if the CTIS system, the system that inflates and deflates the tires to minimize compaction, actually made a difference this year. So I did 2 trials. We're going to drive out to them both. I think they got a compaction tester, and then they're also going to do some rut digs, see what they think, and I'm excited to bring you guys along with, because I want to see myself whether the money that I spent on this system actually paid for itself. We'll see. Hard pan?
Yeah, pan.
So we're out in the field now. This is field 1 of 2. So right now we are in a high pressure pass. This is Corey, my agronomist, and we got Rob and Dan out here. So Rob from Farmex, you saw him in the last video. Dan was there too. He was helping install, and we're gonna do some rut digs here. See if it might be a little too early in the season. We don't know yet. We're kind of experimenting. See if we can see anything difference. But this field I actually did come over and put in hydrous on top, so we're not really doing like a compaction test because we've driven over it so many times, but we'll see if there's a difference in the ruts here. Okay, so now we're over on the low pressure side. So I believe I did the high pressure at 58 psi on the center frame. I left the wings at 15, and then the low pressure was in that 22 to 24-ish range. I don't remember exactly where it was, but
looks like a different root system completely, doesn't it? That's impressive. That is.
wow. I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of nervous.
I was too.
Because it was a pretty dry spring. Because I was like, I don't know if we're actually gonna see that big of a difference between the two. But that's actually, we'll put them side by side and on the road and stuff and compare them. But wow. All right, so we got set up. Low pressure is on Rob's side there. Corey has the high pressure ones right here. So what are some big differences that you're seeing here between the two? I know you've made a couple comments off camera like, this works.
Yeah, you know, it's not on every plant, but you can definitely see on a plant like this, you can tell which direction the row is going. It's going this way because the crown roots aren't going out into the row, they're going
down,
straight down, so they aren't able to explore as much of the soil profile. Kind of impressive how well it's working, it seems like.
Yeah, so these rows, or these plants, the roots are going a lot more out because there's not as much compaction. These are really trying to avoid that compaction.
Yep.
So what do you think this will go into yield, or kind of hard to say right now?
Hard to say it. Nothing's definite in agriculture, but anytime you have a bigger root system is a good thing.
Yep.
Just a curiosity, when you're talking about those roots going straight down instead of exploring that soil pattern, what does that mean as far as that plant being able to get all the nutrients out of the ground? I mean, are we only taking nutrients from the front half of that, or are we able to still gain nutrients from our whole soil profile?
Well, you can only gain soil nutrients where the roots are at. Anytime you have a bigger root system, especially in a dry year like we're seem to be parting into, you're running into less soil area you're exploring, so there's less moisture to take up.
Yep. Cool. Well, should we try out the next one?
Yep.
This one's a little different. Like I said, we did hydrous on this one, which was only about 4 days ago-ish. So I don't think it made too big of a difference, but everything was run over with our tire tractor with not low pressure systems. So the next one has only been sprayed. So we can find at least one pass that hasn't been touched since we planted it. So we're here at the second trial now, and one thing that I've noticed this year, I think it's a combination of the CTIS system on the planter and the tracks and the sprayer, is I can't see where I turned around on the end rows. That's actually kind of difficult. See, here's some tracks right here, tracks right there. I don't think those are tractor tracks. Those look like more like planter tracks. There are tractor tracks over here. Is that what this is? The fact that I can't actually find where I need to be is pretty impressive in itself. Well, took us 5 minutes, but we finally found a planter track. that's good news in itself, I guess. But this is high pressure. Yeah, that's absolutely straight down, isn't it?
I'm on.
Because you look at it from this direction, the roots are,
Stop moving.
turn it this way. The roots are that wide, now turn it the other way. That's like half the root mass. That's very obvious. This isn't even in a sprayer track. This is where the boom overhung.
Road directions this way again.
Yep. And look at how deep those roots are going straight down. So coming over here, I did notice just a little bit, it is a little harder to see the planter tracks. Not much, but a little bit.
I beat it up too bad with a shovel.
Oh.
So digging here, I do not feel that hard pan at 4 inches like I was feeling over there in the high pressure.
So it's a lot easier to shovel on the low pressure side?
Yep, I'm not hitting anything hard at 4 inches down like I was over there.
I just want to point out, Corey has no bias at all. He's just here.
Looking to learn.
Looking to learn.
Definitely more outward style to that root system.
See the spinner. Yeah, it looks the same whether you when you turn it 90 degrees, it's not in a straight line.
It's amazing. Get the
We'll compare them again when we're done.
trying to get consistent plants here, so I'm not getting one that's all by itself.
What do you think of our seed spacing? Is it pretty good, or? Some places I was pretty proud of it, some places I was not so proud of it. So same thing as last time, this is the low pressure side, this is the high pressure side. One thing that we want to do is get the tape measure, like this row right here, you can tell that the row is going this direction. So how wide are we there?
You're right at 4 inches wide.
4 inches,
3 inches wide.
flip it over 90.
And you're at 6 inches wide there.
6 inches wide. Is that pretty consistent along the
Here we're about 4 inches wide.
4,
And 5.5.
5.5? Yeah.
Same thing, 4. 5 probably. Here you're at 4 again. And then 5.5, 6.
Okay. So then on this side,
It's pretty consistent here, kind of a nice crown shape to this where it's all kind of going out and down at the same time, not being forced anywhere.
so what was that?
6 inches
6-ish? Flip it over 90.
6 inches wide.
6. That's amazing.
Here we're at 5. 5. 5. 5.5, 6. 5. And 5.
5. This one I think was maybe in a little bit of a tillage track, because this field does have some, like if you look over the hill, you can't see it in the video, but like if you look over the hill, there's some stripes going crossways where the tillage was. I think this one was maybe in a tillage pass, because you said that this one, the roots are kind of going more out than down.
Yep.
But the other three look very good and are way more consistent than the high pressure ones. So that's really cool to see.
Yep. It works.
That makes me so happy. I was nervous coming into this.
You know,
I was.
I was honestly nervous too, but part of me wasn't. But because last year we were out in South Dakota, a whole different region, a whole different soil type. This is exactly what we saw with going with the row. That root wanted to go along with the row because it was compacted on the sidewall. And you deflate that pressure, you take that sidewall compaction out of it, and we get that nice even root.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome for me to see. It doesn't really matter the ground type or the region we're in. We're seeing the same results.
Yeah, super cool to see. I think my family sold on it for sure. Absolutely, especially after seeing this.
And I'm looking forward to coming on later out in the year, as the ears start to develop, as the corn starts to get taller, and continue to just monitor this as the growing season progresses.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, we were going to do, we'll probably come out once before harvest, do the ear count, and then of course we're going to share the results of the yield difference once we once you do harvest it. So both fields we did 120 foot, so we have a 12-row corn head, so we can do easy trials on each side, weigh them with the grain cart, and yeah, that's super cool. Thank you guys for coming out here. Thank you, Corey, for coming out here today, and thank you for helping me out with this. Super cool to see. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you hit the like button and get subscribed, because there's gonna be a lot more cool stuff on this coming soon. All right, can you tell which ones are which? I actually gotta re-look at them here. I gotta figure it out. Yeah, okay, I know.
You look like that little lust mess.
Yep, so this is a high pressure
Okay.
from that door is really annoying. But yeah, so that's a high pressure. This is a low pressure. The biggest thing that you can tell is like this one right here. See how long and narrow those roots are? So you can see that tire track where my fingers are.
Okay.
And the roots are trying to find that space in between them. So
They're not going out.
yeah, they're not going out, they're going down and long and narrow down the middle of the row.
Okay.
Whereas these ones, see how round that is?
Yeah.
That's kind of that's the biggest difference. And then also just all these roots are just going straight down. I mean, they're coming out a little bit and going down, whereas these ones are actually coming out at an angle.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one was not quite as good, but we're pretty sure this was in like a tillage track,
Okay.
because this one is not characteristic of all the other ones that we pulled up. Yep.
You don't really favor anybody, so. Huh. Well, good.
Yeah. I mean, it's, even like the length of the roots, I mean, you can kind of tell there's...
Yeah, you can definitely tell those are the healthiest.
Yep. So a couple more things he said. When it starts to tassel, he said we should go out there and just see if the pinch rows are tasseling later on the high pressure ones than the
Okay.
low pressure ones. And then also they're gonna come out before harvest, and they're gonna do an ear count with us.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, that's pretty exciting. I'm happy to see that.
No, I kind of expected you'd get back and say, well, yeah, kind of. Like I said, to say Corey, be kind of a believer or be a believer, that was.
Yeah, that was pretty important to me. So.
Wasn't expecting that. So.
Yeah, and it was a pretty dry year too. Imagine if it was wet.
Yeah, no, really, I didn't think you'd see much difference, especially because it just hasn't been.
Yeah.
It's been one of the better planting conditions we've ever had. So. Okay, can we eat?
Yes.